Hello, and thank you for viewing this program regarding advanced placement classes, college and the high school courses, and college planning here at Scotia-Glenville High School. My name is Peter Bednark, and I'm the principal, and I am joined by Dana Zapiri, our Director of Guidance. This presentation is intended to provide sophomores and junior students and their parents with the information that they need for selecting college and AP courses as they chart their path throughout the remainder of their high school years. Let's begin with some of the information regarding advanced placement at Scotia-Glenville High School. And as you will see, we offer a variety of options for students to challenge themselves, to tailor their program to their needs by working with their counselor. At Scotia-Glenville, we believe that rigorous coursework, and advanced placement is a big part of that, is an important component to students' opportunities to challenge themselves as they work through their high school career. These are the three overarching goals that we have with regard to our college and the high school program and our AP program. The two primary methods for delivering rigorous coursework to our students is through our advanced placement classes, which we offer, and through our college and the high school classes. And I'm going to describe for you a little bit of the difference between the two and the opportunities that are available to students. But we're going to start by talking about advanced placement. First, let's talk a bit about what advanced placement courses are. These courses are administered by the College Board, and they are standardized across the country. So a student takes a class, an advanced placement class here in Scotia-Glenville. The idea is that it is standardized as if they had taken that class in any other state or really around the world. College Board ensures the standardization through the exams and through the exams that are administered and through the coursework that is offered. These are really college level courses, even though they are not administered by a specific college, and they reflect the kinds of work that will be expected of students when they move to the next level. As you can see on this slide, generally a score of 3 or higher on an AP exam may lead to students earning college credit when they move into their next level of education. There'll be a little bit more later in the presentation on how to research college policies specific to the colleges that your student may be choosing and what their philosophy and policy is in terms of accepting advanced placement credit. This is our philosophy at Scotia-Glenville High School, and I'm going to show this brief paragraph to you 3 different times just to highlight the various aspects of the philosophy. The first place that I want to begin is by just the very beginning part of the philosophy, which talks about our commitment to having teachers who are trained to teach advanced placement classes, and our belief that students challenging themselves in high school is the best way to prepare for success at the next level. These are the 12 offerings that we currently have at Scotia-Glenville High School. You can see that we offer 2 different English classes, 4 in the social sciences, 6 in math, and 1 currently advanced placement course in science. I would just note that the computer science classes under the mathematics bullet here, those 2 courses, Computer Science Principles and Computer Science A, are offered at Scotia on a rotating basis. So one is offered one year and the other the following year, which gives all students an opportunity to access those if they're interested. The second part of our advanced placement philosophy here at Scotia talks about the environment that is provided by an AP class, and we agree with the College Board in their statement that this is an ideal environment for students to develop the kinds of skills that they're going to need at the next level. So let's talk a little bit about the next level for students and what some of the benefits are of advanced placement classes. In the AP classes here at Scotia-Glenville, your students will gain a number of benefits. One, of course, is that rigorous college level content and skills. Another is that having advanced placement courses on their transcript will provide them with significant advantage in the competitive college application process. Again, because of the fact that advanced placement is a standardized program, colleges all across the country or across the world are able to recognize that on a student's transcript and understand it for what it is. AP courses often provide the additional enrichment some of our students are looking for as they challenge themselves in the specific subject areas. And finally, but not least of all, important to many parents, is the financial benefits that having AP courses can provide. So if students are indeed, they achieve a score of 3 or greater and their college or university accepts those as credits, it can often shorten the amount of time that students need to be in college or provide them with a path that allows for additional coursework to be accomplished. I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the presentation as we start to look at balancing advanced placement with some of our other college and the high school offerings. These are just some of the intangible benefits of taking AP courses. The challenge that is there develops students' ability to think and to research and to do study, which ultimately prepares them for the kind of work that they'll be doing going forward. And as I was alluding to before, sometimes students that we have that enter colleges and universities with some credit already under their belt, it allows them to open up additional pathways in college to either pursue another major or gain time to take a semester abroad. Oftentimes, our students graduate with enough college credit to allow them access to select courses as a sophomore when they begin their college career. Finally, on this section of our philosophy, I just have a few bullets here for you to take a look at that reinforces the kinds of activities that happen in the AP classroom. Our teachers are trained by the College Board, and their course syllabi are approved by the College Board, which again leads to or results in the standardization of the curriculum. So I'd just like to take you to the final part of our philosophy regarding advanced placement before we start to talk about the college and the high school classes that we offer. And this is the aspect of our philosophy that states that it's important to us that students take their advanced placement classes with fidelity, and that results in an exam at the end of the year. AP exams are administered on the same date across the world. The exam schedule is published early in the year, and you can see here what the format of most of the exams are. Our teachers generally begin preparing our students for the exams in the month prior to the start of the testing period. As I mentioned earlier, here is the information or a link to the website for the College Board, which has a complete listing of the majority of the schools and universities, colleges and universities throughout the country, which is searchable by name, where you can click on the link on this website for the school that you're interested in, and it will take you directly to the the advanced placement policies for that school. So this is helpful as you begin the process, whether it be in your sophomore or junior year, of looking at different colleges and universities, and you may want to know, or you may have some idea even at the beginning of your sophomore year, the kinds of schools that you're looking at. You can click on these links from the College Board's website, and it will give you a complete description of how they handle advanced placement coursework and what credits they will grant. If you have additional questions about advanced placement classes here at Scotia-Glenville and how it works throughout the country, reach out to your counselor and they will be able to guide you through that process. Now I'd like to shift gears a little bit and share another opportunity for gaining college credit. This is a little bit different than advanced placement and specific to Syracuse University. So you may have heard the term SUPA, that's the abbreviation for Syracuse University Project Advance. Here at Scotia-Glenville we offer 2 courses from Syracuse University. These courses are taught by our own Scotia-Glenville teachers here who are become adjunct professors at Syracuse University through training that they attend. And the courses that they offer here actually result in Syracuse course credit. So a little bit of a few different differences here between this and the advanced placement courses. There are exams in the classes, but there is not one significant keynote exam at the end which results in gaining credit or not. Syracuse courses are just as the same as if a student were taking a course at the college, and if they pass the class with a C average, they then gain the credit, and that that course is added to their transcript here at Scotia-Glenville. Additionally, they'll receive a transcript from Syracuse University for the course that they took and passed, which could obviously be transferred into any number of other universities. The 2 main courses that we have here in Scotia-Glenville are our financial accounting SUPA class, that's 3 credits as you can see, and also Physics 1 and 2, which together results in 8 credits if successfully passed. One of the additional differences between the advanced placement classes and college and the high school programs like Syracuse University Project Advance is the cost. For advanced placement courses, students need to pay a fee only for the exam at the end of the year, and I'll have a slide that demonstrates that at the end. For Syracuse University and other college and the high school classes, the costs for the course are significantly reduced from what they would be at the university, but there is an additional cost for our students. On this slide, you can see what the different costs are for the various courses that we offer. Up at the top, you can see that we have SUPA accounting, as well as the SUPA physics class, which is at the bottom of the screen on the right-hand side. You can see that the cost for that is the highest of any on this sheet, but that, as I said before, yields 8 credits, and so it corresponds to the amount of credit that is earned. Once again, while it's unusual to have to pay for credit while in high school, I think you will see that it is a significantly reduced rate from what these courses would cost at the universities. Now the rest of the slide here details all of the other college and the high school classes that we offer. You can see that the majority of them are through SUNY Schenectady, SCCC. We do have one class from Cobleskill and Oswego. This sheet is also can be found on our high school website if you'd like to look at it further. These are the current costs for college credit as we know them. Sometimes this fluctuates a little bit from year to year, but these costs have been fairly stable over the last couple of years. One final point about this slide and the cost for college credit, and I'll say the same thing regarding the cost for the AP exams in a moment, is that if students qualify for free and reduced lunch and they have filled out the form, many of these schools do offer a reduced tuition rate for these classes. So now let's talk about the variety of options that are available to your students. We've talked a little bit about AP courses, and we've also talked about the college and the high school classes that we offer. And I would say that there is no one right way for students to access these throughout their high school career. It's important that students and parents consider these options together and in consultation with their counselor. A mix of options is usually what most students do, taking some advanced placement classes and then choosing or selecting some of our college in the high school classes. You can see here on this slide some of the things to consider. As I mentioned earlier, there is a cost in advanced placement, not to take the course, but to take the exam at the end, which is what would result in potentially an opportunity for college credit if the score is high enough. Those courses end with an exam that generally costs around $94. You see the cost for the classes on the college and the high school program on the previous slide. All of these things sort of need to be taken in consideration in terms of how the student prefers to have their transcript look at the end of their high school career. Generally, what we know from most college admissions department is that colleges and universities are looking to see students who have challenged themselves and taken the most rigorous courses that are available to them. And that's what we're detailing for you here in this presentation. Okay, I would like to just present to you sort of a rough timeline of how this works throughout the course of the school year. This is the time when we have our conversation with you. This presentation is shared with you to start to get you thinking, both students and parents, about how you might engage the advanced placement and college courses that we have. And the reason we do that now is because we're getting close to having conversations with counselors about requesting courses for next year. If you do choose advanced placement courses, this slide is specifically talking about those AP classes. There are frequently summer assignments that need to be completed in July and August. So once you've made your selection to take an advanced placement course for next year, you'll find out in the springtime from the teacher of that course what work you may have to do over the summer. And then it'll be the following year, November 1st deadline to pay for the exam that will be coming up at the end of that school year. AP exams are completed in May according to the schedule, as I mentioned, and that's all available online, so you can see when those tests are going to be offered. And after that, generally their scores are available to students sometime in July. This slide just provides you with some of the resources that we've already talked about. The College Board's website is a great resource for, as I already mentioned, finding out what the policies are for universities around the country that take AP credit. And the College Board website is also a good resource for the place where you will go to register students for the PSAT and the SAT. So please reference these sites here, and this presentation will also be posted on the high school website in the counseling section if you would like to find these links. And finally on this slide, we do have a link to Syracuse University's Project Advance program, which will describe that, the SUPA program in a little bit more detail if you have questions. And this is the financial assistance that I referred to earlier. As most of you know, all of our families now receive free breakfast and free lunches at the school. So there isn't as much of an impetus for most people to fill out the free and reduced meal application, but this is still available, and it's important for families to fill out if they are interested in the possibility of receiving a reduced fee from the college programs and from the advanced placement and off of the advanced placement testing fee.
Hi there, my name is Dana Zapiri. I'm the Director of Guidance here at the high school. Happy to be sharing this information with you. And you may be wondering, as we're going through all of this information, on where do we get a start on all of the things that we need to do going forward when it comes to college planning. You can see on this screen here, I am one of 4 counselors in the guidance office. You can see the split, the alphabetical split that we use. If you haven't had an opportunity to reach out to your child's counselor, now is the perfect opportunity to do so. We do enjoy working with families closely through this process because it can become a pretty dense process, and we like to keep the lines of communication open. Annual reviews. This is a pretty formal term for what we call our meeting when we do our one-to-one meeting with each of our students. Each year, starting in 9th, and technically they do start back in middle school. I'm not sure if you remember parents and kids when they met with their middle school counselor each year to kind of start talking about goals and aspirations and career planning. But each year, your child gets a formal meeting with their counselor in addition to any other informals that they might need throughout the year. These meetings and conversations evolve based on the unique interests and goals of the student. On this slide, you can see a little bit of a brief overview of all of the things that we talk about in our annual reviews. They start to become a little more narrowed as we move through junior year and senior year based on the individual needs, goals, aspirations of the student. The first thing that we start out with in our meetings is a transcript review. We're always trying to cross-check the transcripts, the credits, the exam requirements the students are taking as they relate to New York State high school requirements to make sure they're on track to meet all of those requirements. There are 2 parts to earning a New York State diploma: the credits they take and the exams that they have to pass towards their diploma pathway. We realize that changes have been presented from the Board of Regents, but we are operating under the requirements that we know as of right now. So what you can see here on this slide are all of the different number of credits in each department that the students take on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see the exam requirements to meet a Regents diploma. In addition to the Regents diploma, there's also an Advanced Regents diploma, and I've outlined the different requirements for each diploma type here for you. There's also some designations that you can get on your diploma based on the scores that you get. The main difference between the Regents diploma and the Advanced Regents diploma are the number of exams that students take. For a Regents diploma, there's 5. For an Advanced Regents diploma, there's 8. If you look on the right-hand side, again, there's the honors designation and a mastery in math and mastery in science. Once we've made our way through the transcript and making sure that all requirements for graduation are on track, we start to discuss the goals and priorities and any postgraduate possibilities that our students are thinking about. There are a lot of different options available to students, and then for the purpose of this presentation, we're going to kind of narrow in on the college application process. So we'll be talking about 2- and 4-year colleges. As students begin to explore what kinds of colleges they're thinking about, it's important to keep the items listed on this slide in the forefront of your mind. These are things that students and families should be considering. There's no level or there's no order of importance to these. It's going to be very family specific on what is important to the student and the family as they're exploring colleges. But what we found in our office most often, it comes down to the majors offered, the location away from home, and obviously the financial cost of each of their opportunities. At the beginning phases of these discussions, students and parents, just to keep in mind, might have differing opinions. But what we've seen in our office is as the process unfolds, any differences of opinions kind of come back together with the students and families through discussions. Should your child be interested in playing at the D1 or D2 level of athletics at college, they would need to register with the NCAA clearinghouse, and your counselor can help with this process. There's a link on this slide here that will take you right to a registration checklist of all things that you should be working on. If you haven't already started to think about this, always reach out to your counselor. We can get them started, or pick up the pieces wherever, if you have already started at home, to kind of help them with this process. What are colleges considering now? Colleges are really trying to take a look at the whole student, and you can see on the right-hand side all of the things that we have seen as we're working with college admissions offices that they're looking at. These are kind of listed a little bit in the level of importance. Post-COVID, during COVID, we saw standardized test scores kind of fall off on a level of importance, and that's why you'll see it at the bottom, but some schools are still taking a look at those, and they are kind of reappearing. But for the very first, they're looking at the transcripts. They're going to take a look at the academic level of rigor your student has pursued during high school. We, in our office, are always sending the school profile with the college application, so they're able to cross-check what courses were available to students and what courses did students take. They are looking to keep a nice level of academic rigor all the way through senior year. So for some students who might be considering taking a little bit of a lax senior year, we would caution against doing that, because most colleges are looking to see a level of rigor all the way through their high school career. What your student is involved in is also evaluated. If they haven't started to yet, now's a good time for students to start jotting down some of the activities, extracurriculars, community service. If they have any job opportunities that they have taken advantage of throughout their high school career, it's a nice time to start jotting some of those down, because we'll be adding those into a program called Naviance that I'll introduce to you a little bit later, to kind of keep a resume for them. The essay is also a very huge component of the college application. The good news is that our senior English teachers will be working with them right out of the bat of their senior year during their senior English classes to kind of conquer this essay. And they do a really, really great job of making sure that when they're submitting their college application, that their essay really captures what they're hoping to capture and relate to the college admissions committee. Letters of recommendation are also taken into consideration. These letters of recommendation are really a nice way to look at the student from an admissions application, admissions counselor committee, to kind of look at the student through a different lens, other than what they see on the transcript in black and white. We suggest students thinking of 2 teachers who might be able to write a thorough letter of recommendation, and seniors will ask these teachers right in the fall of their senior year. Like I said before, standardized tests may be a part of some college applications depending on the university or college. And I'm going to give you a little information on the new SAT and whether or not they are looking to take the SAT or ACT next. The SAT changed. It's now fully digital, which the good news is it's a little bit shorter. The ACT test is another kind of standardized test that is used. It is either offered on paper still or digital. The main difference between the 2 tests is the SAT has a science portion, and the SAT has an additional math section that students are not allowed to use a calculator on. You can see on the right-hand side, I did throw up some of the testing dates for 2025. We do offer the SAT here at Scotia-Glenville. We're a testing center location for the May test. That test is on May 3rd. If you are not able to make the May 3rd test and take advantage of having it right here at the high school, there are other locations that that students can take. There's a June exam. We've had a lot of luck with kids getting in at Burnt Hills or over at Niskayuna. I put the registration links up on this website or in the slideshow. This, again, will be available on our website at the Counseling Center through the high school at Scotia-Glenville. So what are our next steps? Our next steps are to make full use of our Naviance program. You can see underneath the title on this slide how to access the Naviance program. During our junior annual reviews, we will be getting kids up and running. Some of our sophomores and juniors have already had access to this. We're moving over to a single sign-on feature, which will make it more easily accessible to students through ClassLink. But this is the program that we use for all things when we're starting to explore careers. Once we've kind of kind of narrow down things that students are interested in. Then we can search for colleges. The feature in Naviance is really kind of neat because kids can search for colleges based on major, location. They can also analyze admissions data. So their transcript is loaded into their profile in Naviance. It can compare some of the GPA, class rank, and then when they do get SAT scores based on other students in the past, anonymous students in the past who have similar data, whether or not they were accepted into the college, waitlisted, maybe denied into the college, to see how you would compare to past applicants based on Scotia-Glenville standards. We do use Naviance program for our scholarships. The scholarship lists that we have here in the office, and any kind of searches based on individual needs and interests. We use Naviance as well for any of our college visits. Any of the colleges that come to visit in the guidance office, students will be able to access that and then put in a request to meet with the college administrator or admissions counselors. But as we get closer to the college application process, we use this as a student's electronic, it's kind of their electronic filing cabinet and portfolio. This is where letters of recommendation are uploaded. This Naviance program stores all their supplemental materials, so it'll store the school profile, it'll store all letters of recommendation, their transcripts, and it's also a nice way to track your applications and those due dates. And finally, the last couple of helpful suggestions that we would offer is that students can be checking our website often. You can access that through the Scotia-Glenville website, through the high school, and then it's called School Counseling Center. When students start to have an interest in colleges, they can attend some high school college visits. We have a college caravan coming in the spring that will be posting information out. We will list open houses. It's a nice chance to get on some college campuses. And you can also go to each school's website and look for any virtual admission information sessions and tours. If you do have any questions about the presentation or any information that you heard, I would recommend reaching directly out to your child's counselor. We really enjoy conversations and love to field the questions that you may have as we start to begin the process of course selection for next year and any individual pathways. Junior parents should be getting or should have already received a letter to join your student in their junior annual review. If you have not had a chance to make that appointment, please go ahead and call our office to make that appointment. If it's something that you couldn't get some time off from work or your schedule is pretty jammed, we are able to do those and accommodate those through a Google Meet or a telephone call if you want to join when your child is going to be meeting with us. But we will be starting those the first week of March. So if that letter is sitting at home in an unopened pile of mail, open it up and give us a call to schedule it. And if you have any questions about those, always give our office a call.
Thank you, Mrs. Apiri. We appreciate all that insight regarding the college planning process. And thank you for joining us and watching this presentation. We apologize for the fact that we were canceled because of weather, but hopefully this will be a reasonable substitute and a good opportunity for you to watch this. You can go back and view any parts of the slideshow that you may need more assistance on, again, at your leisure. And as I said, the high school counseling website is a great resource for you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your student's counselor. As I always like to say at these presentations, whether in person or virtual, the most important thing you can do for your students is to do what you're doing here by participating and seeking out all the information that you can. That supports your student, and opening the conversation now, early in sophomore and junior year, about the kinds of preferences that your student may have and the types of classes that they are looking to take to set them up best for the future. We're here for you. Please use the website or call the office if there's any additional questions that we can answer for you. Once again, thank you for viewing.